Looking for something to do this weekend? Well, head to the theater because one of the best loved musicals is here in the Valley. Annie is the Tony Award-winning Broadway musical based, of course, on the story about an orphan who finds a home with Daddy Warbucks and all the trouble that ensues. Well, the show features the classic songs Tomorrow and It's a Hard Knock Life. And today we have Daddy Warbucks in studio. This is Gilgamesh Taggett. He plays the iconic character in the show. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Well, this has got to be so fun to play Daddy Warbucks because you kind of get to play like the bad guy at first and then the good guy, right?
It's fun playing a character with a story arc that, and he's not so much a bad guy as it's just he's a focused businessman. He has things to do and things to take care of, especially during the Great Depression. But it's a real joy to play the story arc of what happens to him when this spunky little girl comes into his life and shows him what love is.
Why do you think the story of Annie has just stayed and lasted? I mean, they just did the remake of the movie.
I think it's because the themes are universal and eternal. They're infinite. Who doesn't want to know about what the power of love and hope and optimism can do for you? Also, it's a story that, male or female, there's somebody there you can associate with, and especially for little boys and little girls. And then there's a clear-cut villain with Hannigan and Rooster and Lily that gets their comeuppance in the end. And who doesn't want to see a story about the love between a parent and a child? And for me, the joy of discovering, it's Warbucks discovering the joy of parenthood that makes the character so interesting for me.
Yeah, and what about this as far as who's going to this, you know? Do you encourage like parents to take their younger ones?
We were in Tampa, Florida. There's an 86-year-old man who came up and said, "You made me a kid again tonight." Aww. And that's where I love it. It's a show for any age. I mean, if they're of a young enough age that they can comprehend what's happening in front of them, then absolutely they should come. And it's wonderful to see. As I always say, when the show's out, it's just all children of all kinds of ages coming out of the theater who found some reinvigoration to their own optimism and hope and love.
My daughter's 8, and I'm like, and she's finally, you know, at the age where she'll like watch a whole show, and it just like,
and
I can
Annie
see.
is one of those shows that in a little girl's life, and I've watched this happen for so long, there's before Annie, and then there's after Annie. And it's magical for a young girl because she can associate with what this little girl is feeling. And what I love about the character of Annie is, for young people, it reminds them of the power of optimism, of a can-do attitude, of not letting negativity rule your life.
Absolutely, and it's a good lesson if you're a parent that you want to teach your kids too. What about being on the road? You've been in Arizona before, and are you going to be able to check out the sites while you're here?
I certainly hope so. There's some beautiful country out here. The terrain is magnificent, and usually it's a lot of saving energy for the shows, which we have to do. But in the end, the joy of seeing so many different just areas of the country has been so exciting, and the people. It's just the people too. They're as different as the terrain, but they're all at the core. This country is just filled with amazing and wonderful people.
Yeah, it's got to be fun though, just to kind of go around and see that. You've been playing this character for a little while. How long?
Well, I played it for 2 years in Cleveland before I joined the national tour. We started this national tour, and we've been going since the fall of 2014.
Wow.
And it's been a wonderful and exciting ride because you, aside from the experience on stage, and that's the joy of finding the truth and keeping it fresh every night, you find people and restaurants and just little walkways and parks, and this really is an amazing and diverse and beautiful country, and I'm just glad I have the honor of being able to travel it and see it.
Well, thank you so much for taking time out and sharing with us, of course, that Annie is at ASU Gammage, and you can see it. It's going to run through Sunday. For more information and get your tickets, all you have to do is go to asugammage.com or call the number on your screen, everyone.